Your Excellency, Mr. Ilyas Musa Dawale, the Minister of Economy and Finance in charge of Industry, Government of the Republic of Djibouti, ambassadors and representatives of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, bonjour, and namaskar. It's truly an honor and privilege for me to have you here today as we celebrate 150 years of Mahatma Gandhi. I wish to express my sincere thanks to Your Excellency, the Minister, Mr. Ilyas Musa Dawale, and the Mahatma Gandhi Center for Leadership and Entrepreneurship for their gracious support in organizing of this event. This is an event devoted to commemorate 150 years of Mahatma Gandhi, which resonates very valuable concepts of peace and non-violence. Even after nearly 70 years of Mahatma's death, the essence of his principles and his selfless service dedicated to a nation holds relevance to all the world. This is why we are here today to ensure that his legacy is remembered and celebrated. Mahatma Gandhi was an exceptional leader and human being. He has influenced and inspired both individuals and world leaders in the fight against inequality and oppression, and has provided an invaluable contribution to peaceful freedom struggles across the world. This is not a surprise that many world leaders took the path of non-violence shown by Mahatma Gandhi, which include many African leaders fighting against colonial rulers. Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, also known as Gandhi of Ghana, used Gandhiji's techniques of non-violent satyagraha. Dr. Nelson Mandela of South Africa was another exceptional example, who was deeply influenced by Mahatma Gandhi in his struggle against apartheid and freedom struggle. Dr. Martin Luther King is also celebrated as a student of Gandhi, who not only changed the trajectory of a nation, but also influenced many and continue to do so. And we are also having celebrations of Martin Luther King. Our ambassador America told me that the Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday is being celebrated today. In the present times also, Gandhian thoughts, principles, and teachings are the source of inspiration for millions of people across the continents. Today, we are celebrating the 150th anniversary of Mahatma in this center. While Mahatma's vision and resolute leadership is well known across the world, I want to dwell a bit into the relevance of his thoughts and ideas in the field of entrepreneurship also. Mahatma Gandhi triggered one of India's earliest entrepreneurship revolutions through the Swadeshi movement, which he led from 1918 up to 1947, when India got independence. The movement promoted the idea that Indians can produce their own clothing from local resources without relying on high-cost foreign clothing. The movement was also important to show the colonizers that Indians were independent and capable of self-reliance and self-governance. Gandhiji promoted new skills, homegrown ideas, and self-reliance. The boycott of foreign goods was not based on the principle of competition from others, but the need to promote our own country's talent. Today, Government of India is also making Make in India program to encourage companies from across the world to manufacture in India, thereby reducing the dependency on import is one of the examples of going Swadeshi. This idea of self-reliance and self-sufficiency led to the promotion of village and cottage industries in India. This model would be useful for Djibouti as it promotes self-employment, particularly for youth and women. The envisaged goal of the center is to promote skill development with a focus on medium and small scale industries. As the vision of the center was aligned to the vision of Mahatma Gandhi, Government of India dedicated to fund the construction of this center, which was later graciously named after Mahatma Gandhi. To further strengthen the activities of the center, we are considering its partnership with Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, based in Ahmedabad, to organize courses on entrepreneurships. Moreover, we may consider a center for English language training within MGCLE to train young entrepreneurs of Djibouti in the lingua franca of business, commerce, and technology. Mahatma Gandhi had desired India to come forward to establishment of a world order dedicated to peace and prosperity with a focus on human unity. India indeed is a country committed to internationalism or universalism. This commitment is thousands of years old and can be well acknowledged and understood through India's ancient slogan of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is a one big family. This phrase is another demonstration of the all-inclusive attitude that our Indian tradition has. Unity and diversity being practiced by Indians from thousands of years is rooted in the principle of non-violence and equality. It gives me an immense delight to mention that, like India, Djibouti also present to the world an example of harmonious coexistence of diverse population belonging to different races, religion, and languages. Djibouti, like India, is a multi-ethnic and diverse society based on the premises of non-violence, peace, acceptance, and mutual coexistence. To continue the same spirit in the younger generation of Djibouti, the Embassy of India has proposed to create an India Corner, Bharat Ek Parichay, in the library of Djibouti University. The books displayed there will be giving the young students an insight into the diverse, vibrant, and multicultural society of India. India is regarded by many as a spiritual, intellectual confluence of the world, where diverse faith, languages, and philosophies mingled over the years to become the world's largest democracy. The books captures the essence of India, which is a country of wisdom, joy, creativity, and freedom. And I thank the Minister of Higher Education here, His Excellency Dr. Nabil Mohammed, and the President of the University of Djibouti, Dr. Jama Mohammed Hassan, for their unflinching support to us in establishing India Corner at the University of Djibouti. As the distinguished audience may be aware, we are a new diplomatic mission in Djibouti. I joined here in April 2019. In order to enhance India's cooperation and active engagement with Africa, Government of India has decided to open 18 new missions in the continent. Given its strategic importance and historic people-to-people ties with India, Djibouti was one of the first out of the 18 new missions to be opened. Djibouti has opened its embassy in New Delhi in 2004 after the historic visit of His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh in 2003. Honorable Shri Ramnath Kovind, the President of the Republic of India, visited Djibouti in October 2017, which was his first visit to a foreign country. India has always been grateful to Djibouti for its support during Operation Rahat, rescue and evacuation operations for Indians and nationals of other countries from Yemen during the crisis in 2015. Government of India had also conferred to the President of the Republic of Djibouti, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, India's second highest civilian honor as the recognition of his support and his active role in stability of Horn of Africa. India-Africa Forum Summit 4 is due this year, and through this forum, we will aim to bring more projects and development cooperation to Africa in general and Djibouti in particular, within the framework of our demand-driven approach to development partnership with our African brothers. We will work together with the government of Djibouti for projects requested by Djibouti, given high consideration in this forum. The Embassy of India promises to move into a new era of our active and meaningful cooperation and support through many initiatives and programs like the Indian Council of Cultural Relations scholarships for the students of Djibouti. These scholarships are liked and appreciated by the students here, which have contributed to their capacity building. Application process for ICCR scholarships for Djiboutian students for this year is now open. And I hope that the students utilize this opportunity. With a positive response, we will consider increasing the number of scholarships slots for Djibouti. Similarly, we are offering short and long-term training in India on a wide variety of courses for executives, managers, government officials, and even private individuals for capacity development under the ITEC scheme of Government of India. I encourage people to come forward and contact the embassy to benefit from these programs. We will also try to enhance linkages of the university level and promote scientific cooperation and exchanges. I am also happy to note that private sector is also actively participating in promotion of cultural relationship between our two countries. Just a few days ago, four ministers and senior government officials of government of Djibouti traveled to India at Kochi in Kerala for the launch of a Malayalam language Indian film on Djibouti. This film will be produced also in French. I hope that such initiatives increases awareness, exposures, and people-to-people contact between India and Djibouti. Embassy of India and Djibouti would also increase cultural outreach and activities, as cultural ties are much long-lasting than the political and commercial ties. I am confident that the friendship between the people of the two countries and bilateral relations between India and Djibouti will continue to flourish and achieve new heights. Thank you very much.